Hello, I am Younique co-founder Melanie Huscroft. This will be a relatively short video teaching you a little bit about highlighting and contouring and the incredible difference it can make in your appearance. It used to be a technique that only professional makeup artists did on celebrities, but now the rest of us who aren't celebrities are catching on and realizing the difference it can make and how much fun it can be. I've seen lots of before and after pictures that are amazing and really in some cases can make someone look 5 to 30 pounds lighter just by knowing the secrets of highlighting and contouring. So in this video you will see 3 women and their transformations that took place during a training class that was taught by professional makeup artist Charisse Wayman. The women in this video are beautiful everyday women who also happen to be 3 of our Younique presenters that attended this training breakout session and were randomly chosen from the audience at our recent inaugural convention in Park City, Utah. I hope you enjoy this video.
I usually just get just enough so that I have one of the little moisturizing balls, you know, to put that on. You're gonna blend it all over your face. Now I'm gonna use the Glorious. And when you're home doing this on yourself, I mean, obviously a lot of you probably just apply it with your fingers, which is awesome because the warmth of your hand, skin on skin, will actually push it further into the pores and make it a little bit more even. But since, you know, you don't want me rubbing my fingers all over your face, I'm gonna use the powder brush, and this works great applying it too. If you're in a hurry and you don't wanna like rub it on. Circular motions, just all over her face. And while I'm doing this, I'm looking at the texture of her skin. If you have dry skin, you would maybe wanna focus on doing more of the BB Flawless, because that's the moisturizer. If you have really oily skin, I would apply more of the powder. So just remember, you know, obviously if it's dry, you want to add moisture. If it's oily, more powder to kind of make that shine go away. So anytime that you're doing makeup, like in my kit, you never want to be taking around, you know, 50 different shades. So what you do is you just get one of the light, one of the medium, one of the dark, and then you can mix. And that's the great part. You can find your skin tone by mixing them. So I mix these 2 when I do my makeup. So if I'm a little bit more tan, then I'll add a little bit more of this, you know? Or if I'm really tan, then maybe I'll mix these 2. Or maybe even mix this one with this one, you know? Just to get the exact right color that I'm looking for. And keep in mind, if you're starting with a mixing color, you don't know what color you are, you always want to match it with your neck. So don't try to match it with your hand, because your hand's always a little bit tanner than your neck. And ultimately, you don't want to get that line, right? So now, to kind of set that BB cream that I put on there, I'm just gonna do circulars, and this will kind of, you know, take that shine down also. I might do a little bit more. So I just dab it, and then I kind of get some of it off. I put it in circles. Okay, so now that I did that, now we can start talking about the highlighting and contouring. And there's multiple ways that you can do that also. We could use a powder, and we could just do the powder dry, or we could use the powder wet. So if you have, you know, really oily skin, maybe focus on doing the powder dry more, I would say. Wet would be like if you really want to really get a spot really well, you know, you're really trying to highlight an area or cover up a little bit more. I would maybe get a little bit wet and then use the concealer brush to dab it or something. Or we could do it with these, and I could have done it while I was just applying that. I could have done it all at once. But if you really want to have a really dramatic highlight and contour, obviously you've got the light color and the dark color, right? But if you want to add drama, you do 3 colors. You're going to do your skin tone, and then you're going to do a highlight, and then a contour. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do the contouring with the powder. And I always use the fierce. I'm gonna go really dramatic, guys, especially because you guys can see it better when I'm doing this. And you can go as dramatic or as subtle as you want. If you want it less subtle, focus on a darker color, maybe 1 or 2 shades darker than your actual skin. And then for the highlight, I always go like as light as possible for the highlight, just to add more drama. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do with her. But like I said, the more subtle that you want it, you just go either a shade lighter, a shade or 2 lighter than your skin, and a shade or 2 darker than your skin if you want to be more subtle. But if you want to be dramatic, go crazy. So the contour usually sits just below the cheekbone. So not on the cheekbone, but just right below it and blends into the cheekbone. That kind of creates a shadow under the cheekbone, which makes it look like you've got bigger cheekbones, right? If there's a shadow, that means it's caused because something's poking out above it. Just makes sense. So I'm going to get this. And even if you don't think you have pronounced cheekbones, you can always find your cheekbones. If you have a harder time finding them, just go like that in the mirror and you'll be able to see where the line should go. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just push the brush slanted towards the ear, like this. And you wanna push it into the hairline. So you don't wanna like forget about this area. You want it to like blend into that area. I'm gonna find her cheekbone and I'm just gonna push it up into the cheekbone. Like that, and you can do little circular motions like that. Now I'm gonna do a little bit on her forehead, just a little bit. I'm just gonna go right up here on the widest points of her forehead and kind of blend it into the hairline. Now, I'm going to do a highlight. So I'm going to get the lightest color with the BB cream. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under your eye, and if I can see you put a little bit of shadow under your eye. If she didn't have any shadow, I'd follow it right up into the lash line, but since she has shadow, I'm just going to go right below the shadow. I'm just going to follow this line right here. Go right under that shadow that you've created. And this is also, like I said, another way to clean up. If you ever want to clean up a line, let's say that this side has more shadow underneath it than this one. You want them to be even. Then I can actually erase the part that I don't want there. So do you see the difference just between the two sides of her face with that highlight and the contour on this side versus just the contour? It makes a big difference. It opens up her eyes a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna keep applying some more in some more locations, and then I'll put some of the powder on over it. So now I'm gonna do her forehead, do the highlight on her forehead and down her nose. So I'm just gonna draw a straight line down her nose, just like that. And then I'm gonna kind of bring this out right here. And since we don't want to emphasize your forehead as much, I'm not going to bring it out very far. Okay. If you had a really small forehead, I would just bring this out like crazy. Just like that. You really want to emphasize this part of the face. So the eyes, the middle area, the mouth, okay? Now I'm just going to dab over that to kind of take some of the shine out. So now I'm just putting that over the highlight spot just to take out some of that shine. So now to apply the blush, I'm gonna blend it into the contour that I created. So go ahead and smile. You can see the apples of her cheeks. And when you smile, when you're applying it, it actually kind of flattens the surface a little bit more so that it gets a little bit better into the surface. You understand that? Like deeper into the pores. So it kind of smooths it over. So I'm just gonna do little circular motions, starting on the cheek and working my way out. So there's the full face highlighting, contouring. You see that?
Thank you for watching this video. Now it's your turn. Give it a try in the comfort of your own bathroom while no one is watching. It takes just a little bit of practice, but when you figure it out and you see for yourself the difference it can make, it can be a lot of fun and somewhat addicting. We're gonna end this video by showing 2 before and after photos. 2 of my sisters lent me their faces for about 20 minutes while I practiced. They both show what is possible with a little bit of practice and the right products. Have fun, be beautiful, and be unique.